Okay guys, welcome to a Mamemeister and Chums talk Pish, or it should be in Chum, because there's only one Chum here today.
One Chum at
Now,
time,
if
please.
anybody's watched my waffle from 2 weeks ago and checked out the link I posted below, it's this guy, my mate Dave. So how long have you been doing YouTube for, Dave? I know you started quite a few years ago, didn't you?
I started dabbling, God, it's about 6 years ago. I made a couple of wee videos and just put bits and bobs up. But
Just kind of random, it wasn't even gaming related, I think.
No, there was some guitar stuff, there was a couple of wee gaming things, you know, nothing. I was basically playing about. It was when I got my Mac and I found out that I could kind of edit videos, you know, pretty easily, and it was kind of playing with that software really that kind of started it all. So I was just looking for an excuse to do whatever, you know, just making videos. So there's some random stuff, but I decided, I don't know, it was about 6 weeks ago, I thought I'll actually start and do a proper channel and give it a go. I thought I'll do 10 episodes and see how it goes, you know, and if there's enough kind of response, if it's sort of popular enough.
Well, I think going by what I've seen already, I mean, you know, I don't know what number of subscribers you're up to. I think you're up. You started off about 33 or something.
Yeah,
like that.
You doubled me up.
Yeah, listen, I mean, thank you very much to, I know, like Batman and
yes, thank you,
Doug.
guys.
Yeah, a few of you guys, my regulars have jumped across, but yes. I mean, I love what Dave does. You've got a likeable persona, you know, and just you talk about the things. I love to just talk about the hobby, the passion, the memories. To me, that's more important. I enjoy that more than actual playing the games, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a bizarre thing.
It is. It's strange because, I mean, you know, like we've got collections of stuff. I've got games in the house and you've got stuff in here. We've been playing some of it tonight. And part of it, you know, is for me when you look at your collection and stuff, or, you know, your hardware or whatever, you see stuff lying about, or your games on your shelf or whatever, and you look at that and you think, oh, that's cracking, and it evokes memories. And there's something nice about having a wee collection of stuff, whether it's a tiny wee collection or whether it's just hardware or software, whatever. But seeing that, it kind of evokes memories, and I spend more time arsing about, moving things about and looking at stuff than I do playing it probably, you know, but it's nice to have that kind of...
And one of the things I kind of laughed at is you talk about like smelling the manual.
Yeah, everybody's sniffing.
I did that as well.
Yeah.
And you know, I can even go one further. See, now that
Did
this
you like it?
No. Did you like it? Yeah?
That's okay, another video.
We'll cut that bit out.
Yeah.
I mean, now that this hobby of ours is like, you know, 35, I wouldn't say 40 years old, it's probably about 35 years old. I've bought a collection of a few systems and that over the years. I mean, one of my particular favourites is my big Atari 800. I was very lucky to see a guy on Gumtree. His father had sadly passed away and it was his father's machine. Right. And he sent me the Atari 800 plus an Atari 400 plus a disc drive plus a tape plus oodles and oodles of games plus, excuse me, his dad used to keep like notes.
Alright.
And you know what, it just sounds bizarre, but I love, to me it's part of history. Going through this guy's notes, he was trying to teach himself basic, and even like going like that, oh, it's like fusty.
I know,
it smells 40 years old.
It's weird, but you know, it's weird getting things like that. People like that if, you know, if it's been their dad's or whatever, and there's a sort of sentimental attachment to it.
Aye.
Selling it on or giving it to someone that they know is going to appreciate it is going to make it easier. You know, I've often referred to my games room as a retirement home for unloved consoles.
Aye.
And people will sometimes give me things and they know that it's going to be appreciated.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sell it on and that kind of stuff, you know, and it's still there in the collection.
I'm the same. I've had a lot of stuff gifted to me, purely and simply because people know that I'll love it.
That you'll cherish it.
I'm not going to get it and then sell it, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'll make use of it. I mean, I've got a mate who gave me, I mean, it's not that one, I've got a 1200 up in the loft, but Gordon will come across, he gave me a 1200 and various other bits and pieces, and Gordon will come across here now and again just to play Sense Soccer on his Amiga, but he leaves it here because it's
going to be better used. I mean, my brother-in-law had an Amiga 1200. Did he have two of them? I think he actually had two of them. But I was round at his house one day and he says, you know, I dug my Amiga out the loft, but I never use it, so it's in the bin. I was like, what? And it was literally just in the bin. So I went out, dug it out, 2 working Amiga 1200s,
Really?
plus a stack of discs.
How long ago was that?
About 4 years ago, probably.
I mean, they go for a couple hundred quid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I mean, the 2 of them are still at my loft. They're just stock A1200s, but I'm keeping them in case anything goes wrong with mine. Because the Amiga 1200 I've got is the one that I had back in the day. It's the only system that I kept. So all the other stuff that I've got now is kind of replaced stuff. But my Amiga 1200 is the one that I had back in the day, and I've still got my original 200 meg hard drive for it and all that. Although I use a compact flash card now, but you know, it's my original accelerator card that I've got in it and all that kind of stuff. So it's never getting sold. It's never going.
It's funny. You're just talking about you've now rebought all this stuff. There's a comedian, Andrew, what's he's called? Stephen Wright, an American comedian from the 80s, and it's all real surreal stuff. And he says he went on vacation, and when he returned, he found out that somebody had broken into his home, stolen everything, and replaced it with exact replicas.
Aye, that's it.
I don't know why I thought of that. I just thought, yeah.
Aye, well, it's funny because it'd be interesting to know what other people do as well with collections, because, and I might do a video on this later on, but I buy stuff to essentially replace stuff that I had in my childhood. You know, all the console. I've went through. I've bought loads of stuff, things that I've kind of fancied in the past and never had, and chances are I've probably sold them on, because my collection now is stripped down to stuff that's either got nostalgia memories for me, stuff that I had back in the day, you know, or consoles that I really wanted and that I'll keep and use. But you know, it's interesting because there's some people I've seen on like Facebook groups and that people will just buy anything. Some folk go, oh, today's car boot sale haul, you know, and it's 15 copies of FIFA and all sorts of shit.
It's got no nostalgia. It's got no.
Yeah.
There's no connection to it at all. Yeah, I'm the same. I've got some kind of collection. I mean, you had quite your collection. You've downsized quite a lot, haven't you, in recent years? What was the reason for that?
It was, I had a lot of stuff, and I was basically running out of room. And there was stuff that I had never used for. Well, I had used it, but I hadn't played it for ages. And it was stuff that I'd bought that I thought back in the day. I used to see the games. And think, oh, they look really good. And I thought, I'll get the console and give it a go. Like the Atari Jaguars one that you know, I've always got Atari t-shirts. To me, Atari, in my head, jumps to the Atari 2600. And so it's not anything else. Or the arcade, I suppose. But I never had a Jaguar back in the day. I never had an ST. The 2600 was the only one I had. But the Jaguar, I thought it's unique. And the reason I buy some consoles as well is if they're really hard to emulate or they've got a unique controller. Because trying to play a Jaguar game, essentially it's a 3-button controller, but you've got that big, you know, 9 keypad thing in the middle. So trying to emulate that is just horrible. So I thought I'll get that and I'll give it a go, and I built up a stock of about, I don't know, 15 games or something like that. And it was good and I enjoyed it, and there was some good games that, you know, I wrestled with it. Well, it was just a shame that the support wasn't there. You know,
what was the reason for it dying? Was it the price? Was it really, or was it because Atari?
I think there wasn't really the third party support for it. You know, Atari kind of were, and they weren't even doing the sort of Sega staple of converting arcade games to it, because they didn't really have that much. But there was a few first party titles. You know, Alien versus Predator and all that kind of stuff, and Checkered Flag, but there wasn't the third party support for it, and third party games that did come out were generally dreadful.
Mostly pretty bad,
you know. And even Sensible Software did stuff for it, you know. I mean, the Sensi Soccer came out on it.
Doom I think Doom, it's got quite a good version of Doom.
Doom came out,
actually, I've not got that.
Yeah, I mean, there were some good conversions for it, but there wasn't a real USP for it. You know, and people, I remember back in the day, I worked when I was at university. I did my 3rd year placement of working at GE Capital in Haymarket, and there was a guy there that worked on the help desk, and he had an Atari Jaguar, like when it, you know, in whatever it was, 95 or whatever. And I remember him buying Sensible Soccer, and it was something like 48 quid, and I'm like, you know, for your head. I've got that on my Amiga, and I think I paid a fiver for it at the bars. But you know,
that's another day.
yeah. But I just couldn't get why you would buy this vastly expensive console
For virtually the same
for
game.
Sensei Soccer.
Aye.
You know, as much as Sensei Soccer is a great game, I wouldn't buy an
Yeah.
Atari Jaguar to play on.
Yeah.
You know, to me the Jaguar was things like what was it, Iron Soldier. That was a cracking game. It was a kind of mech type thing. You know, loads of polygons that looked cracking. And Alien vs
Cybermorph or something.
Cybermorph. It was all right. It was a bit. It was trying to be kind of Star Wing, but just,
Aye, but it's pretty limited.
but not doing it properly.
And then there's Kazumi Ninja, which I think is actually quite a good game.
Do you know, I've never played it. Is that the one that's
You know,
like some
the
Scottish
Scotsman.
guy? Aye.
And then he pishes on people.
Oh, does he?
He loves his killing.
Because we all do that.
He does a wee jig as well when he wins.
That's what we do when we beat folk.
That's what Scottish people do.
Yeah, that and swallow the 5 Mars bars.
So getting back on track. So
yes.
you sold the Jaguar because
sold the Jaguar and I sold stuff like my Dreamcast collection. I sold that as well.
you don't regret that. I love the Dreamcast. I think.
Nah, I mean it was a great system and I had a lot of good fun playing with it. But the stuff that I was playing on it were really arcade ports. You know, I was playing Daytona and all that kind of stuff, and I managed to get all that set up with a steering wheel and my arcade cabinet. So I thought the stuff that I'm playing on the Dreamcast is just arcade ports. There wasn't enough. I mean, there was loads of great games, but there wasn't enough stuff that I was playing. I mean, I think I had about 80 games for it, so I had a decent collection of stuff, and you know, I would dig in and have a go, but I think I'd kind of had my run with it. You know, I'd owned it for about 6 years or something like that. So I'd had plenty to play out of it, and I just thought someone, you know, I'm better reinvesting money for this into the collection that I want to expand. You know, at the time I was kind of expanding my PlayStation 1 collection, and I thought, right, I want to get more of the kind of stuff that I remember from that, or the games that I really wanted, you know, kind of rebuild my collection. So that, I mean, that's all I do. I'll sell stuff off and, you know, reinvest the money and buy new things.
Yeah, I've done that as well. I must admit, I think the only system that I've sold, because I didn't have any love for it at all, was the N64. I had the N64, I had the Everdrive cartridge, which sometimes isn't always a good thing.
Yeah.
Access to every game, you know.
Yeah,
Whereas if you only had Mario Kart and Mario 64,
Aye.
you would maybe play them.
That's it. I mean, the Everdrive things and that are brilliant for what they do, but
you need to self-modify, you need to sort of self-restrict yourself. And
yeah, because it's, you know, if you've got everything, you it's like that old Bruce Springsteen thing, 57 channels and nothing on, you know. It's, you've got too much choice, you scroll through.
My wife's the same with bloody Sky.
Yeah, you can never find anything. So to be fair, a lot of Sky, and I shouldn't say this because I work for them, but a lot of stuff on Sky is a lot of shit, you know.
Well, she'll go like that. Bunk, 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 bunk. There's nothing on.
Aye, exactly. Let's watch Bullseye that take or something like that. You know? But no, I mean, I find that the Everdrive cartridges and that are brilliant, but it's too much choice.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a system that you've not got any real affinity for.
It's the PlayStation. I call it the PlayStation syndrome. The PlayStation original play. I'm not going to call it the PlayStation 1. It's called the PlayStation.
No, it's a PlayStation.
Or the PSX if you want to be fancy. But yeah, you know, as with most people, I ended up with like 300 games for it.
Yeah.
And I didn't play any.
No, exactly. I mean,
that single-handedly killed the Nintendo DS for me.
Yeah, as soon as you could get the
R4 cartridge, every game on it.
Yeah.
Didn't play anything.
Aye, no.
You know, it's
I know
it's a demonstration of too much is not always a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
exactly.
but so anyway, getting back to your channel then, Dave. So you're obviously up to, I think you've done episode 4.
Episode
came
4
out on
came out
Thursday night, I think it was.
Yeah, I got a bit carried away and released it early.
See, I'm looking for it as my staple Friday.
Friday
kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, I think it might have thrown a few people off, so I will get back to just doing it on a Friday.
Because it's amazing, I mean, like, people, you know, my Friday waffle that I do, people, it's amazing the comments I've had about it, like, I like to listen to it when I'm having my cup of tea and my cereal in the morning, and people use it as a kind of, just a thing to watch, and one guy said it helps to pass standing in the piss and rain waiting for the bus in the morning.
Well, you know, whatever you can do to help people.
So, you know, it's one of these things, it becomes familiar, it's a familiarity thing.
Yeah.
You know, they know, oh, every Friday there's a Friday waffle, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a timing thing. On the last one, I'd kind of rendered it and uploaded
I've not watched that one yet. I've watched always the first 3. So where do you want to? You mentioned there you're looking to do 10, 12?
Well, I've kind of come up with ideas to do at least 10.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are going to be, like I've done before, memories of a particular console or a computer or whatever. And then there's going to be random episodes, like episode 4 isn't about any console or that, it's about buying games, it's about
Just
the
the
memories
games,
of,
yeah.
what it was like to go into shops and see all the stuff, and, you know, the buzz that you got for buying games.
In fact, I tell you, I think I started, I literally just digged in for a few seconds,
Right.
and you had a screenshot of like John Menzies. I was quite impressed where you got that from.
Yeah, God, Trot Men.
But Bedrooms and Millions.
No, they stole it.
I don't know. I thought, wow, that's the first kind of screen I've seen of like a shop back in the 80s. All the tapes just lined up.
It was really hard. You know, that image, I think, it was a public domain image, and I had found it on Google years ago. And I started Googling, I remembered that image, and I started Googling for it to do the screenshots for that episode. And I couldn't find it. And I think it's actually been removed, possibly for some copyright, whether it's Bedrooms or Billions or whatever.
Somebody's maybe bought the rights to it or something.
Yeah, but my Mac's got the backup, the time machine facility where you can, you know, it's got the backups from God knows. So I ended up going back to December last year and having a look and finding it had backed it up. So I had to kind of pull it out of my archive.
You'll need to slap your watermark.
Yeah.
Retro gaming memories.
But I thought it was just a really nice. It was really hard to find a picture of the sort of computer department in John Menzies.
Mm-hmm. So you know, that's what I've found out myself. You know, it's very difficult. There's very, very little footage or pictures out there.
Yeah.
But then you think to yourself, back in 1985, 1984, whatever it was, you didn't have smartphones. No. Cameras were 12 pictures and you had to get them developed. So who went into a John Menzies shop and took a photograph of that?
Aye.
People just didn't do that.
Folk would have thought you were off your head if you were standing.
And you'd have thought you were off your head if you did it. But now you think, God, I wish I had my smartphone and videoed exactly what it looked like. I'd love to see that recreated, you know.
Yeah, that's the video footage that's commercial breaks that's on YouTube.
Yeah, that's got quite a lot of good stuff.
That's got I think that's footage from Boots actually that's in there, and as you know, as well as other stuff. But it's great to see back in the day what it was actually, because it was current footage at the time, you know, 84, 85.
Well, I mean, you just made me think there. I was talking to Tony Temple whenever it was last week, and we were talking about how it's really been, you know, even now, like TV do not embrace video games. You know, no. You've got your Go 8-bit. I don't know if you've seen that.
I've seen that. It just annoys me.
And what Tony said was he watched one episode and he felt there's still an underlying taking the piss out of it.
Aye.
It's not serious. It's still
it's a half-hour show, and you're lucky if there's 10 minutes of gameplay.
Aye. So it's not people that are into video games.
No.
It's
just
all
celebrities.
You
know, who are dragged on to.
Yeah. And so because of that, you know, the stuff that we're sitting doing right now, you know, in years to come, when you and I are in the big arcade in the sky, you know, hopefully people will watch this in years later and think, God, was that what it was really like? Because we're historians of. Yeah, we were lucky enough to be there at the very, very beginning, and to, you know, so all the footage that we've put out, and you know, other guys that do the same thing, it's been kind of left for us to sort of document
the history,
document it. You know,
that's a good way to think about it. I mean, even back in the day, there was a few shows and stuff about computers and the gaming thing. It was really only Games Master that was. And even that was a bit of a piss take, but I thought Games Master was brilliant. But it was, I always wanted them to play games that they never quite played, or play Sensi Soccer, play whatever. But and there were two. Because what was the other one that?
There was Game World. There was Bad Influence.
Bad Influence. That's
that was kind of more kind of serious with the annoying floppy haired Andy Crane.
Andy Crane, that's it. But I mean, if you go back and watch, there's a few of those on YouTube as well. And if you go back and watch them. They're really annoying, because I don't know if it's just because I'm old and cynical and can't be arsed, but the reviews are just, they don't show you enough of the gameplay, and there's too
you had like children
reviewing it. Yeah, Which is, I suppose, fair enough. You know, it'd be
maybe that was
interesting,
a target market. I don't know.
yeah, but it's just like, stop talking over the game. Shut up.
Aye. Well, I had Violet Bill in that enough. So.
Well, you know, yes. I'm saying nothing.
Aye, but yeah, there really wasn't. And now, I mean, probably one of my favourite favourite TV programmes based on games was When Games Attack. Did you ever?
I started watching that. Was on Sky, wasn't it?
I think it was on Bravo.
Bravo.
I think it was Bravo. Aye. And it only had one series. I think there was 12 episodes.
Dominic Diamond, wasn't it?
He was in and he was really. He was on full leech mode at that point.
Yeah.
Page 3 models doing Dance Revolution. And
Because
the commentary.
Aye, I remember he had a couple of football players. I don't do football, so I couldn't tell you who they were. But he had a couple of famous football players playing.
Well, what was quite funny when I was talking to him, you know, I spoke to Dominic a couple of years ago, and he said that what was quite embarrassing. He was like the football manager with the big suede jacket, the sheepskin jacket.
Yeah.
And he was kind of going through his fat stage at that point, and you had the two like pretty boy footballers.
Aye.
And there was one of them he kept referring to as like a pretty boy girly.
Aye.
And he says, that guy's now gay. And he said, I didn't realise that at the time.
Well, you know, it's one of these things, you know. But that's another surreal thing about this hobby as well. And I suppose social media's got a lot to do with it. Is, you know, you're saying you were talking to Dominic Diamond, and you know, back in the day, these guys, you read about them in magazines and you saw these guys on TV and stuff, and you thought, you know, you never in your wildest dreams thought you would get to talk to them.
No, how would I talk to Dominic Diamond? No,
exactly.
Ever.
And now, you know, we've spoken. I mean, I've never spoken to Dominic Diamond, but you have, and you know, all these other guys like Jim Bagley and I met Bob Wakeland. You know,
he did iconic artwork for. You know,
I mean, the guy's a legend.
Games up there, his artwork. You know,
and he's a brilliant guy. He's really funny. He's a bit of he's an old punk at heart, you know, but he's a
because
really
he never played. He's not interested in video games.
He's not a gamer, and you know, and he'll tell you himself, you know, the guys would just come up and say, right, this is a game about shooting
and then he would have to try and make something of it.
You know,
like I spoke to him at Play Blackpool, a nice guy. Like
he's a brilliant guy, and I mean, I'm friends, and I always put in quotes because you know.
You don't go into for a cup of tea, but you're a friend online.
But we have good interactions with him, you know, and I've commissioned him to do a couple of bits for me, you know, and things like that. But like Bob Wakeland, Jim Bagley, Simon Butler, all these guys that we've met through social media. You were part of your youth,
I know, and it's quite insane now that you regard them as a friend, you know.
Yeah, and it's amazing because they're just totally down to earth guys, and some of the guys really, they can't believe that us dafties are still into it and revere all that work, and they're like, you know, move on and get on to something else. But some of them are just appreciative.
You've got guys like Jim Bagley who he completely embraced, and like the Oliver twins as well. I'm not a Disney fan at all, so I'm not really into their games. But Jim Bagley, I mean, when I was at Play Glasgow, I said, how's it going, Jim? And I had a wee chat and I said, how's Bomberman coming on the Vectrex? Oh, wait a minute. And then he went out and he brought out his laptop and he was showing me, and he says, this is how I'm doing it. And you're like, you know, it's these guys are just.
I mean, Jim Bagley's a legend. He's such a nice guy, the guy is like the Matrix. He just thinks like a computer. He's scary, but he's the nicest guy on the planet.
Aye.
Totally down to earth. You know, and it's really cracking to be able to talk to these guys. I mean, I was when we were doing in Blackpool last year. A couple of my friends, Anna and Dave, that run the Attic Bug store. On eBay, they I've become really good friends with them, and we met up, and they came round to our hotel and we just sat in the sort of lounge and had a cup of tea and stuff, and they says, is it alright if Jim comes? And I'm like, and yeah, just bring a legend round. It's like somebody phoning up and saying, is it alright if we bring Sylvester Stallone round? No, why would you? And I was just like,
But he would be probably equally embarrassed because he's just a dude like you and I.
He's just a dude, and I said to him, look, I said, I'm going to try and not go into full nerd mode here, but yeah, and at the time he had just done the released Dragon's Lair on the ZX81, and we had a conversation about how that works, and I kind of followed the ideas of what he was talking about, But I mean, the code and stuff,
Aye,
is just,
aye.
it's just ridiculous.
Well, he was showing me, what was it? I was lucky enough to interview him last year, I think it was, and he showed me, what was it? Some kind of security key thing. It's got a wee digital display and you've got Doom running on it.
Yeah,
He just, as I said, if somebody says to him, you can't, he'll go, I'm bloody going to have a try. Because I think what he told me was, I said, how did the Dragon's Lair come about? And he said that, he was talking to somebody and I bet he couldn't get a picture of that in his ZX81. So he managed to upload a couple of pictures. And he thought, well, I wonder if I could convert the whole game.
Yeah, and I mean,
and so he did,
He's just ridiculous. He had the opening animation for Project Cars on the PS4 running on a ZX81. Like, what? This thing's got like a K of memory. What's going on?
I think probably part of the reason that, what he's doing, some of these things that he's doing, let's be honest, to the average Joe Blogs is absolutely pointless. Why are you doing that? What's the point of that? But to people like ourselves who are into video games,
jaw just hits the deck and you're like,
we
oh my God, we're not worthy.
We appreciate what he's doing, and
it's just crazy. And like I say, the guy's just a legend.
Yeah.
And you'll know meet a nicer, more down to earth guy.
No, I know. So anyway, getting back on track, we're doing that Billy Connolly thing where they go off on a tangent and you go way off there and you try and come right all the way back to start. So your what's it called? What's your
channel?
It's the Dave Campbell channel, obviously, but it's a feature of it, isn't it?
It's a kind of playlist essentially.
Aye.
It's retro gaming memories.
Yeah. So what are you going to be? You've been showing off games. You've talked about your first systems, your Atari 2600, your Amstrad, which obviously we know you love.
Yeah.
Which will come on in a minute.
Shouting for the Amstrad,
Well, nobody else will, but anyway. So what kind of other features you're hoping to kind of bring into it?
There's going to be all sorts of stuff. I'm going to be doing. I don't know. I've not decided what one I'm going to do next. The next episode 5, I think is probably going to be about the Amiga, my A1200 and getting the Amiga. What it was like, because my A1200 wasn't the first Amiga that I got. I won't spoil the surprise, but so I'm going to talk about how I came to get the Amiga and the kind of trials and tribulations of making that decision, how I upgraded from the system that I had before and all that kind of stuff. So episode 5 is going to be all about all that kind of stuff. There'll be other episodes about consoles like the PlayStation. I'm going to do one on that, the CD32 probably. So all the kind of big things. I kind of put things out of order because I realised that I was doing them chronologically, how I actually got the systems upgraded, and I thought that's going to get a little bit boring. So I'll kind of mix it up.
Too predictable sometimes. Yeah.
So I'll mix it up a little bit. But there's also going to be episodes about just stuff back in the day, buying the magazines and all that kind of stuff, the different magazines. And
the magazines is you could probably have 12 episodes just talking about magazines.
And how it kind of affected everything, because it was our YouTube of the day. If you wanted to know about a video, know about a game, you didn't go and YouTube the trailer or watch 1 hour of high definition gameplay footage. You got a magazine, or you had to wait on the magazine come out.
You read it and then put it back in the shelf.
That's it. It's just in the library, son. Get out. So I'm going to be doing episodes about that and talking about piracy and things like that, and memories of pirating games.
That's
all that kind of stuff.
You ever think about bringing any special guests on at all? If you could think of anybody worthy,
anybody special. Nah.
Got to ask, guys.
Well, that's it, But no, I mean, they're to be honest, if the show stays kind of popular, then I'm going to expand it and. We'll, like that, maybe we kind of cross-channel stuff and get special guests.
Aye.
There'll be interviews. Maybe I'm going to reach out to some folk and see about doing some interviews and things.
I think
like
sometimes it's like anything. I try to keep. I mean, there's a lot of channels out there that just gameplay videos.
Yeah.
I mean, some people just record themselves playing a game, no commentary or anything. I don't really.
Yeah, no.
Some people maybe enjoy that, but
that gets me to switch off. If I see something. Unless I'm, wanting to know about a particular game, an old retro game or something that I've not seen before, and I maybe want to check it out. Sometimes I don't want somebody talking over because I want to make
Aye. Is it to use it as kind of a review reference or reference material?
But that's very rare. You know, if I'm watching a YouTube video, I kind of want to be entertained. I want somebody's personality to come across.
Aye.
You know, and I watch all sorts of different stuff on YouTube. I mean, the two. Well, I've been watching all your stuff recently. I've been kind of going back through your vast catalogue of nearly 1,000 videos. How do you sleep? Good God, it takes me a week to make a video. But
binge watching Mamemeister, eh?
Yeah, box set.
Is there anything worse? Well, you know, it's funny. You're thinking, oh, you know, you've got 12 episodes in you. I've been making waffles for 2.5 years. But then saying that, I did hit a brick wall probably about 10 months ago.
Right.
I literally started my chair. Anyway, this wooden stool's really comfortable.
That's it.
Aye, anyway, I literally sat down one Friday night and I started the recording and I'm just thinking, I've got nothing to talk about. And I was just like, I've had it, you know, I've really nothing to talk about, and I switched it off and I eventually thought, right, I'll talk about blah blah blah, and I just wasn't feeling that, and then a few people were like, oh, you know, because I think I said, look, I'm going to put it on hold.
Take a break from
it. You can't do that, you can't do that. I said, well, you guys need to help me out here. And I've got to say, I'm now getting, I mean, it's now getting to the stage, my waffles have gone from like 30 minutes or up to over an hour again. Yeah. Because I've got so many questions.
It's
and it's brilliant, it's fantastic. I couldn't do it without all the support I get.
That's the thing, at the moment it feels like I'm just kind of talking to a camera.
Which is brilliant.
Which is fair enough.
You can only do that after you do get to a point where you've spoke about it.
Aye,
that's I'm at that point now, you know.
You do your thing, you do your essentially a monologue, because like your waffles and stuff, all my stuff's completely unscripted.
Yeah.
Which is why
and I think that's the appeal of it, I think. It's just,
well, it's more natural, because there'd be nothing worse than someone say, this week I'm going to talk about something. You switch off in 2 minutes. So
you've the most early videos.
Hello everybody. But,
diabolical.
But no, so I mean, sometimes I do go off on a tangent, and you know, some folk probably skip through stuff and think, what the hell is he talking about now? But eventually, you know, if people do send me, and I've kind of been saying in the last couple of episodes, you know, get in touch, give me feedback, and some folk have been leaving comments and stuff, and it's great. But you know, if people start throwing questions at you,
tell us about your thoughts on blah,
and you get that kind of interaction, and that's what I want, because if there's enough, you know, my subscriber base has went up a little bit, and I'm starting to
get getting good views though. You know, you're as I said, you're getting, if you look at any channel, and I'm talking about your PewDiePie's, he's got 40 million subscribers, you generally get, it's maybe more than that now, you generally find that the views are about 15-20% off their subscribers, and I'm the same. I'm up to just over 1,300 subscribers, and usually some videos will, you know, you keep getting people in generic videos, but my Friday waffles generally peak about 170.
Right.
So, you know, that's about 10, 20, that's maybe 17%. And that's, you know, so obviously there's 80% of people simply don't watch it, but that's the way of every channel.
Exactly. You're never going to hit everything, you know. And
you're not going to get 100% saturation. That's not going to happen.
Excuse me, exactly. I mean, I've seen that myself in the 4 videos that I've put out. You can kind of track it, and you can see what's been more popular than other stuff, you know. And even with 4 videos, you can see, like, episode 3's not done very good. That was about the Sega Mega Drive. And it's the lowest watched one out of the 4 of them.
See, me personally, I've got less interest in the Mega Drive, and I've got more interest in the Atari 2600. That's just me.
So, but it's been interesting for me to see that kind of thing. So, you know, I thought maybe everything would kind of just creep up naturally, and there'd be a kind of natural flow to things. But it's interesting to see.
It doesn't work like that. You can never. I mean, I mean, some of another thing we've touched on is, you've got to make content that you want to watch, and you said that earlier on, you know, you make content that you would quite happily sit and watch, and I'm the same. And so I'm a bit self-indulgent. I'll make videos about, I mean, I made one about, and it's kind of come full circle, I made one about the fears of living in the fears of a nuclear war as an 18-year-old. And because I'd actually just been to the secret bunker in Anstruther. And then I was.
It's not so secret. There's a big sign saying.
It's on Google. It's on Google Maps. How secret is that? You know. North
Good
Korea
place.
got internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I made a video all about that, and I incorporated games like Raid War Moscow and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, you think, what a stupid video to put out, but I enjoy making it,
Yeah.
and I enjoy watching it. I'm quite proud of that video.
Aye.
And I have no idea how many views it's got. It's maybe got 200 views. And then I make a video with me playing a really Pish game for 6 minutes, and it'll have like 700 views after like a couple of weeks.
Aye, because it's like car crash TV. Literally, people want to see Pish. You know, they're just like, oh, look at that, it's rubbish, and they find that entertaining.
I mean, one of the videos, this is me being arrogant for a second, but I mean, I can't remember what it was. I was playing some, was it the C16 version of Green Beret, and it is one of the most horrendous games ever. And I literally couldn't stop laughing.
Aye.
I mean, I rewatched it. I was laughing at me laughing. I just lost it. It's fucking awful.
Aye.
And you know, it's just,
It's great. When
and people, I think the big thing for YouTube as well is, you know, especially with people our age, they like to see real people.
Aye.
You're not false. You're just being yourself.
Well, that's it, because
you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea. You know what I mean? Not at all.
And the thing is, if you're our age, you can go back and even if you're playing on something that you've never played before, like a C16 or whatever, you can go back and you can play games, and some of them will be laughable, and you just think, God, this is god awful. But you're not saying it from someone that's come for Uncharted 4 going, that's a bag of shit. You know, you're someone who's genuinely went, like we were looking at Commodore 64 demos earlier on, and you know, just going, that's amazing looking at that, because you know what a Commodore 64 can do.
It's capable of,
and then you're seeing it being pushed to its limits. So, you know, there's a genuine sort of affinity for things, and if you see something that's genuinely good, even if it's really basic, like on a C16 or a ZX81 or something like that, you know, I remember seeing 3D Monster Chase for the first time on the ZX81 and going, that's actually quite tense, and it's not terrible, but you know, there's hardly any graphics in it, but the tension's there. So you can appreciate, and people hopefully know that you're genuine. If you say, oh, that's really good, you're not being facetious and, you know, just being a smart arse. You know, so
one thing you'll learn with Facebook making content, I've got a dog wanting to get in, and so I'll probably have to pause this in a second. Is what was I going to say about it? I can't remember what I was going to say, but yeah, is, you know, taking criticism. I mean, like, you know, I was. Not everybody's going to agree with you about what you're saying. As I keep saying to people, it's just my opinion. And people will say to me, you know, oh, you should, you know, you're absolutely shit at that game. I goes, I know. You know, and oh, you need to press that button. And I think, don't, if you want to watch somebody being good at games,
that'd be an excellent
you can click off now and go and look at somebody else's channel, because you won't get that here.
No,
you'll just get me picking the game up, starting to play and go, this is bollocks, or I can't do this, and half the time I fanny about just trying to go for the first bit, and then maybe 10 minutes into it I'll suss it, and then I'll just draw it to a close. But I remember when I first, you know, got my first thumbs down. I was gutted. I'm like, I trying, you know, and I was genuinely disheartened, and especially maybe if you do, like, you get a thumbs down on a Friday waffle or something, you're like, why is that? And I've never understood the down thumb thing, because, you know, if you're watching a video like I don't know, 10-minute mashup pole position, if you're going to watch a video called Mamemeister 10-minute mashup pole position, you're not going to see any Uncharted, or you're not going to see Drive Club. You're going to see me playing this old game, and then so why give it a thumbs down? What, you know?
And if you watch this video and you don't like it, then
move on.
Watch something else. Don't you know?
At the very least, thumbs down it and then put a comment, but people just don't do that.
Constructive criticism and feedback you can take. If somebody says, look, I didn't like this video because you coughed all the way through it, or I couldn't see it properly, or whatever, then fair enough. You know, but if people just hit the thumbs down because they're trolling, or they're just being an asshole, get out.
It doesn't give, there's no constructive criticism.
No, exactly. They're doing it for a reaction, or they're doing it just to be an
But what they don't understand is that actually part of that all helps, however they calculate views and where you appear in the search engine. Thumbs down all count as well.
And plus, like you say, if you're just, you know, a wee guy making a video for people that might enjoy the content, and they don't realise that, you know, it's a bit of a punch in the nuts sometimes when you see something like that.
Well, I think sometimes there are, don't get me wrong, by far the majority of people that watch my channel are absolutely ace. You know, I've only had really one person, you know who you are, who's a complete arse. You know what I mean?
Down.
But yeah, people, and a lot of fellow YouTubers commenting that people, they somehow expect from you, whereas what they've got to appreciate is we're just normal Joe publics who go to work. We've got our families, we've got our jobs, we've got our responsibilities, and we're just doing this out of fun. And by the end of the day, the channel is mine, and if somebody comes on and starts being an arse, then you're out, you know.
Aye, exactly.
You know, but you do this for fun. I do it because I enjoy it, but then I also got a tremendous satisfaction knowing that a few other people quite like it.
If other people
well,
enjoy it, yeah, it's great.
know.
I mean, you know, I've really, I don't know how to explain it, but it's really kind of, it's quite addictive. It's cool when you see your views going up and people liking it. You know, I've got a few thumbs up and all that kind of stuff and positive comments and, you know.
Somebody said to me, I think it was my mate Kevin down the rabbit hole. He said that when he got his very, very first subscriber, it was like amazing, and I can totally understand where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Because you think one sub, that's shite, but the fact that you're making this thing and there's somebody else out there that thinks, I like what this guy's doing, I want to watch more.
Yeah, aye.
Whoa.
I like it enough to see more.
You know, it's quite a big fucking hell, you know.
And that's the thing, you know, I say at the end of my videos, you know, like, subscribe, share, all that kind of stuff. And it's not just, you know, oh, please tell everybody about me and get my stuff out there. It's because that's what keeps you going. If you see people liking your content or commenting on it or your subscription numbers going up, you think, right, I'm doing something right.
Of course it does. That's your feedback. That to me the big thing is the comments and that. You know, okay, probably not so much now, but probably not at all now. But like in the early days kind of thing, you put a video up and you didn't get any comments on it at all, and you thought, well, folk are enjoying it. Aye. But you know, sometimes some of your worst videos, maybe they do get a few thumbs down, you get a bit of banter going, and you know. But it's just, you want to know that people are watching it, because when I think I was maybe 4 months into doing, in fact I was only 2 months into doing YouTube, and I think I had 4 subscribers, and I was getting like 2 views.
Yeah.
And then it just one day the realisation, think, what are you doing, Alan?
Aye.
What are you actually doing here? Why are you doing this? It's pointless. It's absolutely pointless. Nobody's watching what you're doing. It's a waste of time. And then Brian will probably be watching this. It was Brian who put a comment saying, no, I think what you're doing is great.
Aye.
And that was it. I thought, as long as one person is enjoying it, I'm going to keep going at this. And,
exactly. And
you know,
the thing is, it's great. There was a comment on my last video on episode 4. Episode 4? Yeah. I can't, apologies if you're watching this, I can't remember who it was that put the comment on, but they said, you know, sort of great video, you really encapsulated what it was like to go and buy games.
I think it might have been Bat. Was it not Batman? I think it might have been.
It might have been, and apologies, I can't remember. But and it was just great. You know, comments like that bring a smile on my face, because it's nice. Because these are just my memories. It's just how I remember stuff. You know, I've got a head full of crap. But you know, for it to kind of register with someone, you know, and even someone that didn't come from Edinburgh, you know, someone that lives elsewhere that had a similar kind of experience back in the day of buying games, but just seeing comments like that is
just
really
reigniting their memories, things that probably they've forgotten about.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, just for people to take the time to say, you know, you did a good job there, and you've sparked some memories. Then brilliant. That makes me happy, and I'll I'll keep doing stuff.
One of my proudest moments was I got a PM from a girl saying, could I send her a mug as a surprise for her boyfriend's birthday, and could I give him a shout out?
Brilliant.
And then I mentioned him, and she's like, oh, thanks very much, she's over the moon.
Super, you know, celebrity. You can come on my channel as a special guest. You've got celebrity status now.
Absolutely insane, like.
But it's crazy, but it's yeah, I mean, when you hear a YouTube guys kind of getting recognised and all that kind of stuff, and that sort of celebrity thing, it's.
But you know what? I mean, I've had it a couple of times. Play Glasgow, a guy came up to me, oh, what's your channel, and it's quite bizarre. But I'm you know, I'll talk. I'm a very sociable person. I'll stand in the post office queue and I'll start talking to people. And so it's lovely when people come up and thing me. And what's quite funny is a few people that I've met in the past, they get quite nervous talking to you. And I understand that, and it's because at the end of the day, what we are doing here, this is another. You've got TV, films, cinema, and you've got YouTube, and YouTube is now a recognised medium.
Yeah.
It is. It's now a
like
recognised
cable
medium.
TV in America,
So if you want to say, oh, you're some sort of you're not a celebrity, but there are people who watch us on YouTube the same way as my wife watches, I was going to say Kardashians, whatever. She'll watch something on TV, and you think, oh, watch the One Show.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is, it doesn't matter, but so
it's
they know us
thing.
through the media.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you're there talking to them. So,
Aye.
it's a bit bizarre, like.
But we're just normal blokes at the end of the day. Well, I don't know about normal. I'm off my head, but my head's like a Monty Python sketch. But we're fairly normal.
Right. Okay. The other part of what we wanted to talk about today is anybody that's owned a computer back in the 80s. There was various 8-bit machines. We all know the Commodore 64 was the best one, but that's just my opinion. So what we're actually going to do tonight is Dave and I are going to give the exact answer. What was the best 8-bit computer? So once you've watched this video, you can go away and you don't have to worry about it ever again. We'll stick to the. I've got 34 minutes left on my phone, so we'll need to.
Everybody will
we'll hear it going
sleep
bing.
then,
That's it.
That's it.
We'll start off the Atari 8-bit. Have you got any real affiliation? Have you had much experience with Atari?
I haven't, not the 8-bits. I'm trying to think if I actually even knew they existed back in the day. I honestly don't think I did.
The sad thing is, I can probably take over a wee bit at this point. Before John Menzies and the big stores sold games, there was a computer shop in Livingston. I'm not going to go over the full thing because I've done it multiple times. There was a guy called Rui Agostini. He was an Italian. He opened up the computer shop, Livingston Computer Centre it was called, and it was literally about twice the size of this bedroom.
Right.
It was just a room.
Aye.
And he was just an Atari dealer.
Right.
And when we got to know about it, me and my mates we'd become aware of computers, and we used to go up there on a Saturday morning and just spend the day just tongue, I wish I had one of these, looking at the games, Bruce Lee, Summer Games, all these games, all the classic games, Fort Apocalypse, all these games. And it was Atari machines. But the problem is the Ataris, they were, horrendously expensive. I think they were probably £500-600. I mean, they were very, very expensive. Back in 1983, that was probably probably about 3-4 months' wages for the average man.
Yeah, aye, that's prohibitively expensive.
I'm now lucky enough, I've got quite a few Ataris, and I think from a hardware perspective, it's got more sprites than a Commodore 64. It's got it's got a massive colour palette. I don't know how it compares to the Amstrad, certainly more than the Commodore 64. Some of the games in it, Archer McLean famously said in issue 1 of Zap, which is a computer thing, there was a column, saying, can you tell me why the C64 is so great? And Jeff Minter's like, the C64 is brilliant because it's got this, and Archer McLean says, yeah, the C64s are really good, but I much prefer the Atari. This was in a Commodore 64 magazine because it's got this and it's got that, and he said that the drop zone runs at something like half the frames per second on the C64. If you look at the Atari 8-bit, it is beautiful. And in my opinion, for what I've seen, the Atari for arcade games takes some beating over any of them. Yeah, it's a beautiful machine.
You've got that heritage built in,
And it's such an early machine. But the problem is, the later games, because the price was restrictive, very few Ataris sold in the UK. So support for it was poor. Yeah. And some of the games are absolutely diabolical, which is a shame because it was capable of so much more.
Certainly any time I've seen the Atari, like the Atari 800 and stuff like that, it was, it's always been in like North America, videos that have channels that I watch, like John's Arcade and stuff, he had an Atari, so he talks about about using that was his childhood computer, and it's mainly been any exposure I've had to the Atari 8-bits has been through sort of American type stuff. I didn't know anybody that had an Atari computer.
No, I was the same. Well, one mate, he did have one, but again, he had it and he had no software for it.
Right.
And that was the problem.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the big games, like our summer games, they were all on disc, and nobody in the States had a tape. It was all disc.
Yeah.
In the UK, it was all tape. Now, the thickness of a tape on an Atari was about that. It was literally 25 minutes to load. You didn't have turbo loaders, so
Jeez.
I think that was probably why we never saw it. So we'll move away from that. BBC. I mean, what was your first?
BBC.
Was it the
God.
Well, actually, we were playing the BBC briefly, and as soon as I pinged it on, what was it you said?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's it. You're thrown back to, if you grew up in the UK in the 80s, that
computer.
When it starts up, that just happened when you went into computer class,
Aye. And then you have the. Sorry guys, a little brief cut. Dave was dying there.
Just dying gently, yes. Sorry.
A frog in your throat or something.
Aye, it was aye.
Was it you loaded? Do you suffer from hay fever at all? Or?
No, I'm just kind of getting
bit
over
of
the
cold.
cold, and sometimes it just catches up again, and my face just gives up.
And well, I did the thing that nobody likes to do, and you're going, you alright? Aye. You alright? Aye. You want to drink your water?
But yeah.
So anyway, BBC, yeah.
BBC, yes. It nearly killed me.
No.
The
it was pretty much obviously the computer of choice.
yeah.
It was selected by the government
Yes.
to represent
To
the
get kids into
computer. Aye, was it one? The Tories brought out this one computer per school or something. I think
Yeah.
it was. And it literally was that. It was one.
It literally
computer.
was, yeah.
One computer.
I mean, I remember, having it in primary school. You got time. It was like an hour a week if you were lucky. But it was, my memories mostly of the BBC are more so in high school, in actual computing class.
Aye, it was high school. That's when I was in. Second year.
You're
I
a wee
think
bit
it was.
older than me, aren't you?
I think so. That yeah, I certainly am. Yeah.
So I mean, it was
Go and lie
when
down.
I was at high school. That's when my memories of the BBC started. So you'd go into computing class in first year, and I had used my Amstrad at the time. I had never used a floppy disk based system, and that noise that makes that doo doo when it starts up, it's just instantly you're taken back.
Iconic with 1982 or whatever it was in my case.
And it was a great machine, and I loved
I
using
mean, the
it.
basic's great, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great machine. I think it was for the home market. It was just too expensive.
Aye.
I don't know if they did that thing of every school's going to have one, and school budgets are stupid anyway. They're forced to pay over the price for everything. So it was almost like we'll create this thing and we'll get all the money back for schools to buy the stuff that we are creating anyway. So I don't know if that's why they were so expensive. I only know of
Because I mean, the sort of expansion possibilities were phenomenal.
yeah. I mean, it was a great
You
machine.
could go online with it and everything.
Yeah, and I remember us getting a speech synthesizer. Ironically, I can't even say it, but speech synthesizer. And as soon as the teacher went out, we were just making it say dirty words, as you did. But
Did any of your friends have a BBC?
not when only one of my friends, Aidan, he had a BBC when he was a kid, but I didn't meet Aidan until the Amiga years.
And does mum and dad have a detached house? And did they have a horse?
They didn't have a horse, but not that I know of anyway.
Not that I'm stereotyping people at all.
Yes, but
Thing is, back then, probably the Spectrum, the Commodore 64 or Amstrad, the BBC was like £500. So you had people with normal working class people couldn't afford a BBC. That was
well, that's it. I mean, and Aidan's parents were teachers, and it was pushed at the education market. So I think they might have got it for that, but like every other kid, he didn't really need it for education.
Homework. So as far as games, 'cause that's what we're about. We're about games.
Yeah.
What games can you recall playing or
for the BBC.
You know, if you were to buy a system, if you were to buy a BBC to play games, what games you
Well,
would
it'd have to be Chucky Egg. That's.
was that the original? It was.
I think
Was
it was written for the
original?
BBC. Yeah.
Before, because I'm sure I mentioned Chucky Egg. I featured in a video, and I think I said it was a Spectrum one, and somebody said, no, the BBC.
Yeah, I'm pretty
was,
sure that certainly my first exposure to Chucky Egg was on the BBC, and it runs beautifully on the BBC.
Aye, does it?
It's really smooth.
It's a great game,
fast.
actually. It's a game I've never really played until fairly. I played it on the Spectrum, and it's
Oh
an
my god,
awesome
it's
game.
so addictive.
Aye.
My mate Charlie came round and he's got a BBC. It's a big souped up thing. It's got like floating point accelerators and USB sticks and everything in it. But we spent the night playing Chucky Egg.
As you do with your
Yeah,
accelerator BBC.
This thing runs faster than my PC, but we're playing Chucky Egg. You know? But
Is
no,
it all
I mean,
keys, is it? Or?
Yeah. Aye. If to me, I never use the joystick on the BBC. So
Aye.
if I play anything, it's
Well, the
keys
BBC, I
only.
don't know if you've tried the original BBC
Is
joystick.
it not like an analog?
It's
tiny
the
wee
worst.
stick thing?
It's like a tiny little stick, and it's analog, and it's
Oh.
just wholly unusable.
Too
Aye,
trying to be too
awful.
advanced for its time.
Aye,
but no,
aye.
no, I'm a
I
keyboard.
mean, I'm lucky if I've got a sort of somebody made a homemade device thing, so I've got like a Kempson joystick plugged into that,
Right,
which is
yeah.
really good. But yeah, so Chucky Egg for me, the game, the stick out game would have to be Elite.
Yeah,
That was,
see,
you know,
I never played Elite. back
did you
in the
know?
day. It's-
It's,
because I'm a bit younger than you, I was too thick to understand what it was all about. It's like I want to shoot stuff, you know. What's this trading thing? No.
it's Elite. I totally when Zap reviewed it, I totally bought into it. I mean, I played it when the Commodore 64, but I have played it since in the BBC, and it is pretty. It looks the vectors have really done well. Obviously, that was the original.
Yeah.
That
I
was
mean,
the
you know,
original one,
it's one of these things. Elite, everybody knows the kudos and the I don't know what the word is, no grandeur, but you know the status of it.
Aye.
You know, it's so.
It's
iconic.
a lot of money to pay just to be able to play Elite.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but it's the BBC's. I keep looking down there if anybody's watching.
Yeah,
this,
I've got
because
BBC
Alan's
sitting,
BBC's down there. So I'm not just kind of randomly staring off camera. But the BBC was. It's one of these systems that, because you had so limited exposure to it, I don't know that many people would kind of buy it now as a system to have. It's a great system to explore. I mean, some of the games on it are brilliant. There's a game called Arcadians, all the kind of sort of arcade ports.
And then there was a Zalaga,
Yeah,
which
right.
was a Galaga.
I wonder what that is.
So,
Is that Frogger?
and that was programmed by a guy called Orlando. That was his.
Right.
Who also did Frack, which was a game we
Ah,
showed
right,
off.
okay,
Frack
yeah,
was
yeah.
a really pretty looking game. I mean, I can't think of. Is it Repton? Which is kind of
Repton was another. Yeah.
always was like Boulder Dash, but I don't know, was it
I
more
think-
puzzle orientated?
I think Repton was the original as well.
Aye. And it was a really young. I'm sure Retro Gamer featured a thing about Repton. The guy was like really young when he programmed it.
Yeah. I mean, there are a few kind of benchmark titles that came out on the BBC.
Revs as well, programmed
Revs.
by Jeff Crammond.
Yeah.
Again, that's much better on the BBC.
The thing is, the BBC when, like I suppose like any machine, but with the BBC when it was handled properly, it was a really fast machine. You know, there was a lot of smooth sprite scaling and all that kind of stuff and scrolling.
I mean, one thing that I've kind of noticed over the last couple of years me making videos, and I do a lot of comparison videos. I have like Arcade Perfect my arse, and I look at different versions. The like the Commodore 64, which will be coming later on. The colours are quite bland looking, not very bright.
it's got a bit of muted.
You
palette,
look at the Spectrum, the Amstrad, the BBC, bright, really. I mean,
Very
the Spectrum
bright
had pure really bright.
Yeah.
You know, and the
one
BBC was
thing-
the same. You know.
The one thing about the BBC, and my mate Aidan hates me for this, is I used to say to him, there's a lot of purple in it. You know,
You're probably
you know,
right, actually.
I remember him showing me Barbarian, proudly showing me Barbarian. It's like, look here, it's on the Spectrum, and I mean, it's on the Spectrum, on the BBC, and I says, yeah, it's very purple, you know, and like Frack's got a lot of purple in it, so it was obviously
So it
one
didn't
of
have
the
a particularly good colour palette, did it?
I think it only had maybe 8 or 10 colours or something.
I
like
remember
that.
that. I think that's possibly why. Well, apart from the price side of it, but if you can, there's very few games that I can see, other than the ones we probably spoke about, that would say, "Oh, the BBC was the quintessential version."
Yeah, it
just wasn't very good at any one thing.
Yeah, to me it was almost like an indie machine, you know. The games that came out for it weren't mainstream, and although it did have kind of third party support, it didn't have the major releases for whatever reason. But
so in fact, what we should actually have done is a collective out of 10 for nostalgia factor. What would we give the Atari? You're maybe not qualified to give a score.
Yeah,
because you don't know it.
I can't give the Atari
out
a
of
score.
10, I would give probably Atari 7.5. I think. What about the BBC? What would we nostalgia?
The BBC
rating?
would for me it would be a 9 or a 10.
Oh, really?
Simply because it's so iconic. You know, we were all exposed to it at school.
Yeah.
And if something can make a noise, there's two things about the BBC: that doo-doo noise that it makes, or just the noise of the keyboard.
I saw it. Yeah, I get you. The
throw me
nostalgia
back.
side, as far as I totally get you in that. As far as games, what would you say?
Game and nostalgia,
I would not very good.
For me, it would be it would have to be.
6 or something.
For me, it'd be even lower than that. 'Cause really,
How many?
egg.
Aye. Yeah.
So it would probably be a 2 or a 3.
Oh, controversial.
Yeah, and it's not because it's a bad machine; it's just because of my experience of it. But like I said,
I think you're right. I mean, I would love if anybody's watching this who's a BBC owner.
Yeah, set us right.
Tell us the best. If there's games that came out in other machines, then you tell us what they were.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll
it's definitely got its place. Like I say, it's a 10
Oh,
out of 10 for pure nostalgia.
Yeah.
For
But
gaming
as far
nostalgia,
as
for me, it's
being the best gaming system, it's pretty
no.
pants.
It's got its really good. It's got its really good high points. But for me, yeah, it's not the machine.
Nah,
if you said I want to buy a retro machine to play games on,
Aye.
the BBC would
Like
be
the
top.
Atari, there's tons and tons of good games. The
Yeah.
BBC is not very good. Unless you want to play Elite and Chucky Egg,
Yeah,
avoid it at all costs.
and it's quite substantial
Yeah.
costs.
Right, that leaves us probably 3. I mean, I would love to talk more about other
Yeah, we could
systems.
be here all night,
Yeah, I know. How are we doing for time anyway? We've got a timer so we don't run out of time.
Yeah, we've got 14 minutes left.
Oh, dearie me, well, obviously 10 is going to be the Commodore 64.
Oh.
Right, we'll need to divvy that up into 4 minutes, which is leaving us not very much time. Right, we'll go for the Spectrum, because we weren't. What's your thoughts on the Spectrum?
Spectrum, if anybody mentions Spectrum, I think the 48K rubber.
Yeah, that's...
As probably most people do. But
for gaming wise, how do you think it stands up?
for gaming wise, I would give that, for me personally, about a 7 out of 10 probably. Yeah, I don't know what you think.
I mean, I was when I was growing up, I was an adult when I had a computer. When I was a lad. Yeah, I mean, I had my Commodore 64. My mate had the Spectrum, and I just thought it looked crap. I just thought it looked. He would come down to my house and we would play Drop Zone or Exploding Fist, and then go up to his house. Do you want a 2-player game, Exploding Fist? Nah, you're all right. And I didn't want to play. I had no interest in playing. His looked like a toy.
Yeah.
I had a real computer. His was a toy.
See, for me, I've always approached systems for their strong points. So when you look at like Exploding Fist and some other kind of conversions, you know, there are machines that are stronger than others. But for me, the nostalgia factor on like the Spectrum, if I think of a Spectrum, I instantly think Trans Am, Attic Attack, Jetpack, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the real.
You know,
yeah,
it's kind of
yeah.
USPs really, and you know, Jetpack. I don't know if it was even released on a Commodore 64. But
I think I don't think it was. There is a version out there, but I don't think it.
Same on the Amstrad, there's a version now. But I mean, Jetpack on the Spectrum, you can play that for hours. It's just flawless.
Maybe you can't.
Oh yeah. But you know, it's simple and it's just such a good game.
The thing for me is, I said, you know, I didn't have any experience with the Amstrad, the Spectrum, and I thought it's a crap machine. But I'm now lucky enough, I've got quite a few different Spectrums, and over the last 3-4 years, I've really got to love the Spectrum.
Yeah.
I really have. And I think you've just made the comment, you think of ultimate play the game as being the Spectrum. The Spectrum had so much more than that.
Oh yeah,
It had some groundbreaking games, you know. Even I can't even remember what it was called. There was one that was like these big giant balls, vector graphic coloured balls, and there were so many. Like Trash Man's Trap, you know, Trash Man.
Yeah,
and
all that kind
there
of stuff.
was loads of games.
The other two that kind of really stick out. One of them is Green Beret. The Spectrum.
That's a great. It's like great. It's brilliant. It is brilliant.
That's my favourite 8-bit conversion.
It's so playable.
Yeah, and it looks. I know it sounds daft saying it looks the best. But when you look at the sprites, the actual graphics, it's the closest.
See once you accept the Spectrum for what it is. 'Cause I just thought,
You've
it's
just got to
black and
embrace
white.
it.
It's shit. You know what? My Commodore 64's got 8 colours. This has got 2.
Yeah.
Once you understand that, some of the graphics that they were, I mean, you know, probably one of the best games on the Spectrum was Chase HQ.
Oh yeah,
It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
It's absolutely, even now, you look at it, the road goes up and down, you get the hills.
Beautiful.
What they achieved in that is just, it's absolutely
That's it. When
incredible.
you look beyond the kind of colour clash and palette clash and all that kind of stuff, the graphics, I mean, the sprites in Green Beret and stuff like that are beautiful.
And even the wee buzzy sound effects are just,
that's-
it's distinctly British.
Yeah.
It's you know.
It's brilliant, you know, stabbing a Russian and you get the noise. It's brilliant, you know, and that's what it was all about. But that and see games like Exelon.
Yeah.
Raphael
Amazing.
Checo, I hope it's Checo.
I
you
think it is, aye.
but he
Cybernoid,
knew what he was
Cybernoid
doing. Yeah,
2,
Cybernoid and all that. I mean, Exelon,
Beautiful.
it's a hard push for me between the Amstrad and the Spectrum versions, but I still love playing both. You know, the Spectrum versions, it's a gorgeous game.
Yeah.
You know, so there are, to me, the nostalgia factor of the Spectrum is those kind of unique
Aye.
games. Not so much conversions like Exploding Fist, but it was let down a little bit.
Aye, some,
You know.
yeah, some, I mean,
And like Bruce Lee, I saw your kind
Aye,
of the Bruce Lee on the Spectrum's a bit of a travesty. You know,
I think when they took
it was a
when they
poor
took when
it's no
they
Spectrum's fault.
aye
It was
aye
the-
no
the-
aye, absolutely, when they took the strong points of the Spectrum and worked around it, and they came up with some
yeah.
absolutely
it was-
fantastic
it was a great-
games.
it
Like
still
Ant
is.
Attack as well is another
Yeah,
classic, you know,
yeah.
and it's got to be played in the Spectrum. There are certain games to me that's a Spectrum game. Like
Yeah.
you know, what's the other one? Not back to school. School Days.
School Days.
These are games that just would never have come out in the Commodore 64 or that.
That's
It was the Spectrum, and the Spectrum's probably the reason we can now play stuff like Uncharted and all that, because it was the
It was that
the
kicked
original
stuff off,
bedroom coder.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, Manic Miner's an awesome
Manic
game.
Miner,
It
of
really
course.
is,
How
you
could we
know,
forget Manic
it's-
Miner? Good
aye,
God.
it's just, you know, and you've got to play the Spectrum one.
Yeah,
Don't
absolutely.
play the other version, you know.
Absolutely.
So I love the Spectrum to bits. So from a nostalgia point of view, it's a 9.5.
Yeah, it would be up there actually. Yeah, aye, definitely.
Gaming point of view, good games out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like the ones that we've mentioned, you know, they're great games. Even Jetpack in its simplicity, repetitive form, I still love it. So yeah, it would be a good 8.5, 9 out of 10 for me. You know.
Probably agree with that. I'll go for
Yeah.
go for that. Excellent. How are we doing for time? We need to split this
Oh,
between the. This
so
is
8.5 minutes.
oh, excellent. 4 minutes apiece. Right, let's move on to. We'll move on to the Amstrad. I know you're a bit of
20 out of 10. Awesome. Enough said.
Just go and watch Dave's episode 2, is it?
Episode 2.
Episode 2. If you
all
want
about
more, if you want more than just
Amstrad.
4
More
minutes,
Amstrad
Dave.
goodness.
4 minutes
Nah.
to talk about Amstrad.
The Amstrad was a great machine. It was the underdog.
It was your one that was your first
That-
machine that
that's-
you got, yeah.
That was my computer that I had. I had friends that had Spectrums and Commodore 64s. I got the Amstrad, which means I couldn't swap tapes with anybody.
I mean, you presumably, well, in fact, having watched your video, you didn't choose the Amstrad. The
No.
Amstrad was bought for
It
you.
was a machine that was bought for me because
Yeah.
of the shops that we frequented. And watch episode 2 and you'll learn all about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got the Amstrad. You know, my folks kind of made the decision that was the machine, and it was all good. And you know, I love them for it because I love the Amstrad. So nostalgia factors, you know, through the roof for me. But gaming wise as well, it had its really strong points. It had a lot of weak points, you know, because it shared a lot of architecture with the Spectrum. You got a lot
Aye.
of sloppy Spectrum ports, you know. So
And it
you-
wasn't really ideally suited to like scrolling either, was it?
No. I mean, when people got it right, you know, there were some great examples, but generally it went for the kind of flick screen mechanic, which it didn't really do scrolling. But when people knew what they were doing with Amstrad, there were some amazing games.
Aye.
You know, High Points, Grisor, Renegade, Chase HQ,
yeah.
Exelon. You know, Exploding Fist is almost identical to the 64.
I've been doing. I've got another feature called 8-bit face-off kerfuffle, and it's just basically the,
Yeah, I love
the
your
8
titles,
bits.
yeah.
The 8 bits fight one another, and you know somebody reigns supreme.
Yeah.
And I think the last couple that I've done, Amstrad was the winner. Now
Yeah, well,
I've got absolutely bugger all memories of the Amstrad other than my mate Mark had one, and I played Steve Davis snooker and Blagger.
Yeah.
And Blagger, that was a game that I actually picked. That was the best.
right, yeah.
Even though it was the C64 I had back in the day.
Yeah.
But so I've never had any real affiliation to the Amstrad, but I've now got I did have an Amstrad, but I got rid of it because I didn't have the space. I couldn't afford to give it its own monitor because I've got so many other systems. So I reluctantly sold it and instantly regretted it, although I thought, well, I've not got anywhere for it anyway. But I've now got a GX 4000, and some clever guy has converted about maybe 400 games, whatever it is, Amstrad CPC 464 games to run on it, and he's converted the button presses to the console. So I've now been using it, and I kind of equate it to the Atari. There are some god awful, abysmal games, absolutely horrendous, but then when it's done right, fuck me, they are good. And I'm talking like, you know, better than the C64. They're just bang.
Yeah.
They're really, you know, if there are certain titles that you've just mentioned that you'd say best one.
Some of the, I mean, you know, the Ocean guys knew what they were doing for the most part. You know, all the arcade conversions, Operation
amazing palette, eh?
Yeah, well, the Amstrad had 26 colours that you
on
could
screen
pick.
at once.
Yeah.
Really, wow, which is, well, the Commodore 64 was 8.
Yeah.
And the Spectrum was even less. I know with the new techniques I've got now, they're able to kind of read all more colours out, sort of thing. But
I mean, the GX 4000 and the Amstrad Plus had 4096 colours. I mean, you're in Amiga territory there. But
so we're running out of time, Dave. So then a nostalgia factor.
Nostalgia factor. Well, it's 10 out of 10 for me.
10 out of 10. Yeah. Aye, absolutely. For me, nostalgia factor's got to be. It's got to be probably a 3 because I don't have any nostalgia. I don't have any memories of it.
Yeah.
So I'd almost say it's a 0.
Yeah.
But that's not to say it's a great machine.
No, that's it. I mean, it's like all these machines. You know, they've all got their strong points and they've got their weak points. You know, but for me, it's a machine I had, and I still play it to this day. You know, I still love it.
Yeah. So as far as the games go, what would you say out of 10?
For the good ones?
Well, overall.
Overall.
For somebody who came along says, right, Dave, I want a classic 8-bit machine for the best games.
I would give it a strong 8 or 9 out of 10. Because if you get the kind of top 20, you know, good games, they're better than all the other systems. But there are a lot of Spectrum ports, you know, and there are some god awful games. I'd
probably give it lower just because I don't have the experience of it. I've not got the knowledge of it. But some of the games I have seen are just incredible, and it's got its own really distinct, because it came with the high res, or I'm saying high res. It came with the monitor.
Yeah.
They were just so crisp looking, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
looking.
When they got it right and they got the colours, like I say, just look at Gryzor or Batman or Robocop or any of these, any of the kind of Ocean games really. You know, when they did them right, they were beautiful. And Operation Wolf, you know, when I got that as a kid, I thought this was arcade perfect.
Arcade, yeah.
It's not, but it's the best looking.
It felt like it,
aye. You know, so.
Yeah, good stuff. So last one, Commodore 64.
Saving the best of last.
No, not at all. Not at all. What are your thoughts on? You've got a Commodore 64.
I've got a Commodore 64 now, and I do have a lot of affinity for it. My pal across the road when I was growing up had one, and we used to go across there and you know, do the playground comparison. You know, I've got that. That's yours is better than mine, rubbish. And I do remember being scared witless when Exploding Fist loaded up.
Oh Christ!
You know, and he didn't tell me.
Even now, if I've put it on the emulation, I'm waiting for it. I'm just waiting for it.
You know, that Bruce Lee scream. God, I nearly soiled myself. But no, I mean, we used to go across and you know, just play all these great games. And it was his Commodore 64. He had an older brother, and his older brother was a teenager at the time. We were kind of 9, 10. But his older brother, it was the first time I'd ever seen any rude games. He had a bizarre game which I won't go into here, but it involved joystick waggling.
Was the Sex Olympics?
It might have been, yeah. And you know, as a kind of young kid, it was hilarious. You know, but that was the first time I'd ever seen anything kind of non-mainstream, almost like the homebrew kind of scene. I presume it was. I have no idea, but so it was the first machine that I'd seen doing kind of weird and wonderful things that weren't, you know, that you couldn't buy out of John Menzies. But there were some great games on it, and
some truly awful as well.
Some truly awful, but I've got a real affinity for some of the truly awful things, because he had a cartridge in it. I think it was called Radar Rat Race?
Oh, I remember. Yeah,
and
it's based on an arcade game which I can't remind.
It was a mouse and stuff.
Aye.
And I can't. It's been years since I played it, and I think it was just blue and white.
I think it was. I think it was kind of two colours.
Yeah, one of the first
or even
games,
black and white, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's god awful, but you know I loved it. We used to spend hours playing it. I don't know how, but yeah. So I mean, I love the 64, and now that I've got it and I can actually explore the library. You know, I mean, I loved back in the day. We used to play Blue Max all the time, and even though as a kid I was absolutely terrible at it because it's hard to. We used to just spend time going down the runway and crashing and no understanding why.
You had to push up. You had to wait to get to 100 miles an hour and you push up.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
makes you go up, whereas you want to pull back.
It was just, you know, so all that kind of memories and stuff, and there was some great games for it, and I loved the sound. I mean, obviously that's
it's still. I mean,
that's what it's
a
known
massive.
For, you know?
Yeah, it's still a massive thing. This SID chip.
Yeah, and hearing Ghostbusters, used to play Ghostbusters on his 64 and all that kind of stuff. And hearing all the speech and all that kind of stuff was amazing. And now, you know, with my own 64, you can download anything off the internet and have a go at it. And so discovering all these kind of great games like Uridium and all that kind of stuff that I never played back in the day. You know, it's great. It's a great machine.
I mean, people, if you watch my channel, you'll know my love for the C64 was my second computer after the Texas. My mum and dad bought me. I wasn't quite so lucky as you. But they thought it looked nice. It was all silver. It looked nice, but that was. We'll move on. But yeah, the C64. I mean, it was obviously it's a machine that I had. I bought it. I paid for it myself.
Right.
Yeah, there were some truly awful games, but you know, some of these games, they've such vivid memories of sitting and playing them and enjoying it.
Yeah.
But you know, some of the games that even now I look at, like Uridium, it should almost be possible when you get the wee thing that comes on at the start and you go,
yeah,
and it just goes,
yeah,
and it's like a blur. It's like how Andrew Graybook managed to sort of program something like that.
I don't know how
you know,
managed to do it, but
some of the games, yeah, like stuff like what do you call it, Beachhead 2. Follow me, man.
Yeah.
Medic. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, it's just absolutely. Whoa, even now, mind blowing. You see the wee guy climbing the wall. Like, how can you animate that? You know,
that's it.
You know, it had games that were just
way
right
up
there.
Yeah.
But then you had, you know, you played other stuff in the Spectrum one pissed all over the C64. So
yeah, I mean,
you know, every machine had its
strong points. The only downside for me to the 64 was the colour palette. Everything seemed a bit muted, really.
Aye, very dull and
kind of brownish,
lifeless sort of thing. It was, yeah. I mean, people call it the brown,
the
brown,
box or whatever,
but yeah, a lot of browns and kind of greys and.
But see, thinking about it when I was a kid, that I never thought about that. I never thought that looks kind of grey and
I never.
Or whatever.
Somebody actually said to me, and I didn't realise it. One thing about having a YouTube channel, you got a lot of clever people coming up and saying, well, the reason for that is because the raster interrupts. And I'm like, oh right, I didn't understand a word what you're saying, but I love hearing all that.
Yeah.
And what somebody says was, not every C64 had that dull. Some, depending on the chip.
Right.
Your computer could look brighter than mine's, you know. So there's different ways. I didn't realise that at the time.
I suppose I saw a post recently, going slightly off topic because we've got about 30 seconds left.
Well, that's only 25, isn't it? So we've still got 4 minutes.
All right,
after
well,
that.
yeah. I'll make it quick. They were talking about the Atari 2600, and there was 2 revisions of it, and one of them had a kind of muted colour palette, and the other one was really bright and vivid. And I thought, oh, that's bizarre. I never realised that before. So yeah, so
it's the same with like the SID chip. Apparently, every SID chip sounds slightly different.
Yeah, and the 64C that I've got, the kind of late and all the version, the SID chip that's in that, I don't know if it's slightly different or whatever, but samples don't play as loud. So like in Ghostbusters and things like that, it's a little bit quieter.
Is that why you want to try and get yourself a?
Yeah, well, I want a bread bin for that. To get the full kind of effect, but also I've got the nostalgia for the bread bin, you know, as opposed to the
so quickly, marks out of 10 for nostalgia.
For me, for a gaming nostalgia, probably about a 7 out of 10. You know, it's got some cracking games, but the memories for me are more of my mate Spectrum playing Ergo.
So you don't have that strong connection, nostalgia wise.
Yeah, it was just different versions of the games that I had, like Bruce Lee and Exploding Fist and stuff like that. Not as high for me, but that's my mate. It's my mate's fault for not having as many. But,
obviously, for myself, the nostalgia side is going to be 10 because I had that for such, so many years.
Yeah.
Still play it a lot to this day. And yeah, there's a ton of games. I mean, I showed you a cartridge earlier on that I got made up, and it's got my classic games, Whizball, and there's so many. But I think it's fair to say there is no definitive one computer. So anyway, as I said, the C64 was my machine of. I've got all the fond memories attached to it. It's obviously going to be, from a nostalgia point of view, it's going to be a big fat 10. But like I was saying earlier on, I think if somebody was to come to us and say, I've never played an 8-bit machine before, what machine would you recommend? I think we'd probably have to recommend either the Spectrum, C64 or Amstrad.
Definitely.
Sadly, the Atari, there's some cracking games in it. BBC probably less so.
Yeah,
I think, unfortunately, I was hoping that we were going to get the definitive best 8-bit machine, but I think
it's been an argument that's been raging for 30 odd years.
And I don't think we're going to give that answer tonight. So.
Afraid not.
Sorry, guys. But anyway, listen, before Dave's got a bit of a cough, before Dave dies on camera, just want to thank you for coming along tonight, mate. It's been great fun. Been playing lots of video games.
And I only died twice.
Dave's now wanting to get himself a Neo Geo CD plus probably Turbo Graphics as well.
Yeah, it's been an expensive visit.
Yeah, it certainly has. I know all about that as well. So, I says thanks for coming on the channel. To everybody that's been watching, I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you as usual to all your continued support. It's always well appreciated. Yep. If you've not checked out Dave's channel, please do so. If you enjoy the pish that I talk, Dave is equally good at talking pish as well. He's just your channel is all about nostalgia and memories, and I know a few guys have already jumped across, and I thank you for doing that. But please check out Dave's channel below, give him the support, because I think you'll enjoy it. And that just about wraps it up. Hopefully, I will get an invite to your pad at some point, and I'll get to appear in one of the future episodes.
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. So, just remains for me to say thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you again.
Thanks, guys.